It's the eternal struggle for DMs. You want your players invested in your world. Ideally, their actions will help shape it. But it's also your creative baby, and the idea of handing any world building control over to your players gives you a mild panic attack. I mean, have you seen the decisions these chaos gremlins make? But what if you could give them a tiny piece of your world to call their own? A piece that makes downtime more fun and helpful, that creates a sense of real time passing, and that gets players invested in the world by letting their characters build a home that they care about. With that in mind, let's check out the D&D 2024 rules for Bastions. Side note, if you popped in hoping for a discussion of fortifications in real-world castles, check out our video on world building a castle. Just saying. Bastions were introduced in the D&D 2024 rule set, and they're essentially a player-owned home base with mechanical benefits that really kick in during downtime. So in the 2024 D&D rules, each player can have their own bastion, creating a network of safe houses across your world. Or they could combine them into a single big stronghold, especially great for a West Marches style campaign. What's cool is that a bastion grows with the character, and they can be any kind of structure, from a tavern to a tower. Rooms in the bastion, called facilities, provide in-game perks, crafting facilities, or ways to generate income. The specifics depend upon the kind of special facilities that your players choose. And of course, bastions are staffed with hirelings and defenders, a group of NPCs the players control and create themselves. So how do your players get a bastion? Well, they're eligible for a bastion at level 5, and really, they can acquire it from anywhere. A bastion could be a reward from a powerful patron, commissioned and built from scratch, or rebuilt from the ruins of an existing structure. And if your players are anything like mine, they leave a lot of ruins in their wake. Players can also inhabit structures they've captured, like the wizard tower they cleared at level 3, or a bandit fort. This is a great callback to earlier adventures, and a good way to show the impact they're having on the world, by literally shaping parts of it with their own imagination. We're not going to dive too deep into rules in this video. Instead, we want to focus on how bastions get your players deeply invested in your world building by giving them a piece to call their own. For the players, a bastion is like world building with training wheels, a little terrarium they can customize however they like. Want a crazy demi-lich butler named Bob? Sure, go crazy. Adorable awakened shrubs running the greenhouse? Why not? Bastions are small and self-contained, so you can give players a lot of freedom to get creative, without having too much control over your own world building. It's their home, not the whole world. If you're familiar with cozy games like Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley, you'll get exactly how having a home of their own, with characters they create, adds an addictive element to your game's downtime. And even better, personalization gets your players attached. It makes defending your world feel more personal. The fate of the realms feels distant and nebulous, but your players will be heartbroken if the awakened shrubs burn before their eyes. It's kind of dark. But this is exactly what you want as a storyteller. It makes the stakes feel real, and it gives emotional consequences to failure. Interestingly, although a bastion seems like a player perk, it actually gives your characters a new bond, which is a kind of weakness. When they hear that the big bad evil guy is about to come attack their bastion, they'll come running. Don't overuse it, but it's a really useful lever to pull. As a GM, bastions can also be a wonderful way to anchor players to a particular town, city, or key plot location. They're an invitation to set down roots and engage with the campaign setting. And that's especially helpful if you're running a D&D campaign in your own original setting, where you don't always know exactly what's beyond the border because you haven't built it yet. Bastions are also great at spicing up downtime. The Bastion Events roll table includes everything from a leaky roof in need of repair, to a hostile force attacking the building, to one of your hirelings getting arrested for their criminal past. This makes it much more exciting than yet another boring shopping expedition. And by the way, for more tips on making downtime more fun, check out our video on in-world travel guides. They're another great way to immerse players in your world. To create a bastion on World Anvil, start by adding your players as co-authors. There are 4 levels of co-author permissions, but I recommend advanced writer perms, so they can edit their own articles without seeing any of your private notes. Use the building template to create your bastion building. It's full of customized prompts, and you can add images or a map if you want to. Then, let your players go crazy. They can keep track of how the bastion changes and grows over time. They can use character templates to create major NPCs and link them in. Minor NPCs really only need a name, though I recommend adding them to the sidebar so you can reference them quickly, and if they develop in the story, you can make their own article as and when. Add stat blocks directly to your article to make rolling during downtime quicker and easier. And players can use secrets for info they don't want to share with the rest of the group. I also recommend adding the Bastion events roll table to your session notes in a campaign manager. You can keep track of Bastion actions in the campaign stream. Intrigued about Bastions? Well, here's a few ideas for Bastions to get you started. Maybe the rogue wants her own version of Central Perk in your bustling metropolis, and the barista NPC is a spy gathering secrets. Every 7 days in-game, the rogue receives intel on the mysterious new gang in town. The bard might operate from the same building, but his hireling is collecting arcane lore to spin the most epic poem ever devised. And the druid's gnome NPC farms healing herbs in the garden outback. Meanwhile, on the edge of the wilderness, the fighter and ranger are running a training camp for aspiring heroes. And the cleric, paladin and monk converted the evil cult's former headquarters into an abbey, offering respite for pilgrims. All of these offer mechanical benefits and improve player cohesion. But they also give the party a chance to add their own creativity to your world and its lore. And when your players get excited about the Bastion, they're getting invested in your campaign. So what about you? Have your players started exploring Bastions? Are you planning to introduce them, or something like them? And are there other elements of the new D&D 2024 rules you'd like us to cover from a world building perspective? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to keep getting the very best world building advice and DM tips. Then grab your hammer and go world build.